The
Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASUU) had announced another 12-week strike after the initial 3 months morning industrial action, and the union says public universities will remain closed until the federal government complies with its demands. Richard Lesomi, Osrc News.
In the meantime, men of the Nigerian Army earlier today disrupted a peaceful protest staged by students of public universities in Ondo State against the ongoing strike by Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASUU). The soldiers traveling on Akure-Ilesha Highway dismantled the canopy and barricade erected by the protesting students, firing sporadically in the air. The soldiers forcibly removed the sound system and threw them away to pave way for their convoy to go through. Some students and passers-by ran in different directions to avoid being hit by stray bullets. Police, Amotekun, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps were helpless as they watched the soldiers carry out the act. The students have, however, remounted the barricade.
Look at ourselves. We are not saving any longer. In our father's time, we are not saving any longer. Please, it has come to ahead, please. Please, we are dying. Don't kill us, please.
Yesterday, they have started this protest, peaceful demonstration, without no threat or talk joining the students. They are protesting because of NR2 strike, because they are tired of staying home, because I don't understand the federal government. Maybe they like us to be a militant in the street, or we should talk to talk. But now we are not telling them that we want to go back to school. Today, in my history, I've never seen such manner in my life. And Army now came to where we are protesting, scatter everywhere, shooting our students, and they have destroyed everything that we are doing. Nigerian Army, they are in a mess. They are not.
According to reports, the protest is to last this week. It is often said that two wrongs never make a right. However, some Nigerians seem oblivious of the place of justice in societal stability, and they decide to take laws into their hands by beating, killing or maiming suspected criminals, many of whom are usually innocent of the alleged crimes. Just in the last couple of weeks, 3 cases of jungle justice have been recorded in Sokoto, Lagos and Edo State. Sahid Aribisala reports that concerned citizens are calling for strict enforcement of the law to nip the crisis in the bud before it gets out of hand.
The infamous killing of 4 students of University of Port Harcourt in October 2012, referred to as Alu 4, is one case of jungle justice etched in the minds of many Nigerians. But 10 years after the act, jungle justice remains unabated in Nigeria. In the last 1 week, a sound engineer, Sunday David, was burnt to death by a mob of suspected Okada riders over an alleged £100 transport fare dispute in Lekki area of Lagos State. In Edo State, a teenager accused of stealing a motorcycle was burnt to death by a mob. Another with widespread reaction was the Sokoto mob attack that killed a Shehu Shagari College of Education student, Deborah Emmanuel, over alleged blasphemy. Closer home, in Ondo town, a suspected serial motorcycle thief was burnt to death by an angry mob in March this year. According to survey, 190 individuals were killed in the last 2 years. 20 of the victims were reported to have been set ablaze, while others were beaten to death. For many years and for different reasons, mob action and jungle justice have increasingly become the last resort in reaction to an alleged crime committed by another. The worrisome trend bothers some Nigerians.
Whoever that is taking laws into his hands in the name of religion of Islam does not know what he's doing. Government must be exact. Government must come up live and real to the fact that if we fail to nip this in the bud to become a norm, there must be reactions to our actions. There must be consequences for our failures.
Even the law, holistically, does not give room for anybody in any part of the country to take law into his or her hand. There's a position to take. You go to position, report the matter. The police will investigate the matter. And maybe there's a room for the matter to go on and they charge the matter to court accordingly.
The need for improved responsiveness of security agencies to brewing crisis, as well as the enhancement of judicial processes in delivering judgment on suspected criminals, were identified as factors to curb the spate.
When issues like that happen, they will say, okay, they are bringing them to book. How many have we ever seen in a book? You know, so in a situation like this, jungle justice will come to be, because the perfection of our law enforcement agents are not thorough enough.
A legal practitioner, Ibukun Fasomi, noted that any assaulted or executed a suspected criminal is guilty of the offense of assault, punishable by 1 year imprisonment, or murder, which is punishable by death under Section 319 of the Criminal Code.
Such prosecution should be given very wide publicity so that it could deter others, from engaging in such actions or engaging in such barbarous acts.
While in some cases like that of one Mr. Olabi Olayemi, who was almost set ablaze despite his innocence by a mob, the consciousness that anyone could be a victim of bloodthirsty lynchers at any time suggests that no one should be a partaker or supporter of the heinous crime, as two wrongs do not make a right. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
An Akure-based Islamic cleric has condemned the murder of a student of Shehu Shagari College of Education, Secretary Deborah Yakub, over alleged blasphemy against Prophet Muhammad. Imam Yusuf Olalere, who spoke on an AM Today program on Osrc TV, described the act as a crime against humanity and Islamic tenets, which should be discouraged by well-meaning Nigerians. The cleric challenged religious heads to instill tenets of peaceful coexistence into their followers instead of inflammatory tendencies capable of overeating the nation's polity.
When someone blasphemes, especially where they operate Sharia, they are operating Sharia in the north. We don't operate. We don't even have just an alkali court here in the southwestern Nigeria, and we don't have a Sharia court or either Sharia court of appeal. But there, they operate Sharia, and it is written there that when somebody blasphemes, so should be the offense, where Sharia is totally in operation. But yet, there are clauses that people should be warned. There are clauses that people get arrested, prosecuted, given fair hearing, then let litigation now go on. Then when that person now found wanting by law, and the law now say, go and execute her or him, then the law can now take its place. But for somebody to take law into his or her hand, to go into jungle justice, that is jungle judgment, in which our own constitution in Nigeria will not allow. Even in the religion of Islam, it is even better for you to allow an offender to go scot-free than somebody who has not committed an offense to be punished, apprehended, and be executed. Now, Deborah Yakubu was supposed to have been arrested, and let her come and defend what she has said.
The federal government ordered the closure of land borders to control movement of goods to and from the country as part of efforts to encourage local families to achieve their potentials. But recently, it reviewed the policy by reopening some of the borders, including Idiroko in Ogun State, Tibia, Katsina State, Kamba, Kebbi State, Ikom, Cross River State, and as expected, many Nigerians who had grown under skyrocketing prices of goods jumped at the development. In this report, Joy Pius examines the effect of the borders reopening, especially on the prices of goods in Akure, the Ondo State capital. The report.
After 2 years, President Muhammadu Buhari made a U-turn on closure of land borders, and the move attracted commendations because, according to many Nigerians, it was long overdue, even though the federal government has consistently justified the gesture to drive local production and prevent arms smuggling. Amid the closure, prices of commodities and staple foods witnessed astronomical hikes, which experts termed an indication that local production and supply fell short of demand. Despite the reopening, some residents of Akure, the Ondo State capital, said they are yet to feel the impact in terms of reduction in prices of commodities, dashing their high expectations.
Even after I opened the border, everything is still up. Everything. For example, like rice now, so far that they say I've opened the border, the rice is supposed to go down, but everything is still go high.
I discovered that even when they reopen the border, that's why that thing now increases. Because let me take for instance now, the groundnut oil. Groundnut oil. They are selling it 800. Me, I used to buy it 800, 900. Now, if you want to buy it, one bottle is 1,000.
Economists say government's directive to reopen 4 of the borders within a period of over 2 years will not necessarily have measurable impact on the nation's economy. So for the prices of goods, especially food items.
Has the price of the food item comes down? I think the answer is no. And so talking about this opening of the border now, many Nigerians are envisaging that probably the price of the food item will come down, but I don't see any significant drop in the price of a food item. I don't see significant drop in the price of a food item. And the reason is simple. What is even the cause of this high cost of food item in the economy? Essentially, we need to look at the issue of cost of transportation. It's eating so deep into the overall cost of production when you look at it. For instance, if you produce yam in large quantity in the north to down south here, is so huge that by the time you take away the cost of transportation, you discover that what is remaining is not much.
If other economic variables, right, that you have to consider in establishing industry in Nigeria are taken care of, the possibility for the price to reduce is something. For instance, look at the value of exchange rates today. Look at our electricity. Look at the price of diesel. Diesel sell for about some of those parameters, those economic variables, right, that can drive price low. If those variables are not well attended to, the possibility that the price will still remain stagnant, if not increasing, is also there. And so the higher the cost of doing those business, then the higher the price of that. Because every company, they are not charity organizations, they are in business to make profit.
They, however, called on government to empower local farmers with necessary incentives to boost food sufficiency in the country and keep hunger, which African Development Bank says stares us in the face out of the door. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Last month, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced that 1,854,859 printed permanent voter cards, PVCs, are ready for collection ahead the 2023 general elections. While it is imperative for eligible citizens to obtain their PVCs, the state 343,886 PVCs were not collected, build up to the 2019 ballot. Sahid Aribisala in this report takes a look at how well the electorate are exploring the ongoing continuous voter registration.
Flashback to the build-up to the 2019 general election. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced that 72.8 million Nigerians collected the permanent voter card, marking 86.63% of the 84 million registered voters. In Ondo State, 343,886 PVCs were uncollected. Ahead the 2023 election, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu disclosed that over 1.8 million permanent voter cards have been printed and ready for collection.
This development is worrisome because of the time and resources expended in handling these cases. Even more disturbing are the strong indications that some of our staff may be complicit in facilitating these infractions, notwithstanding the stern warnings.
This window of opportunity, according to findings, is gradually being utilized by some eligible residents in Akure, like this young man, Mr. Olatomiwa Akindibo, who has never voted since he registered for his permanent voter card in 2017. 5 years after his registration, he is back at this INEC local government office to pick up his card.
Due to say if I call, I could meet people for grant, and that is the reason why I just say maybe God never support me, say make I come. But now, don't reach time because I think they go like this. Now everybody supposed to go out, say may everybody vote you. Because now we fit do one in our nation.
Another individual in a similar situation is Olamide Oluwatobi, who says his registration since 2016 cannot be recovered upon his return for collection in year 2022. NEC had announced that Nigerians who registered for PVC from June to December 2021 can have their cards collected at designated local government offices, just as it assured those who registered between January and March 2022, as well as those who are currently doing so, will have their PVCs ready for collection before the 2023 general election.
Fans of Sunshine Stars Football Club of Akure are calling for a change in fortune. Following the club's recent poor run, the darling team of Ondo State dropped further on the MPFL table. That Sunshine Stars are winless and yet to score in their last 4 matches.
Thank you, Deji Ayeni. We welcome you back to Akure.
A warm reception for former Sunshine Stars coach Deji Ayeni, who returns to the Ondo State Sports Complex barely 2 months after joining defending champions Akwa United. The Jesha-born tactician had settled down quickly on his new job, winning the April LBA Coach of the Month award after an impressive run in 6 games. But on the other side, Sunshine Stars have only managed 11 points out of a possible 24 since his departure, calling for an urgent need to turn the fortunes around on March the 28th when they welcomed a rejuvenated Akwa United.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here they come, the Gladiator. Show some love to the players of Sunshine Stars.
Despite the urgency of Sunshine Stars, Akwa United were unbroken, with goalkeeper and Super Eagles invitee Adewale Adeyinka making brilliant saves to keep the Akure side in check. At the end games, clocks 4 games.
To be candid and to be frank with you guys, it's very, very highly emotional. One thing that constant in life is change, and nobody can. When the law of nature calls for change, nobody can do anything about it. They can go back to outside again to go and get their winning way. So, and I just want to employ all the fans, the spectators, and the manager to give patience for this team, and for all of them to be able to have mind to do right thing at the right time.
Me, I prefer they should change again. The venue more go back to a venue for Ojibwe that was winning match. They was winning match. When you come home, Rivers, the ball will play well. Go into internet. It's not the coach who can inside to score goal. But it made their people they search yourself. Made them know if they are clean about their pitch.
The problem seemed to be piling pressure on coach Emmanuel Dodge, but the fans aren't entertaining any excuse from the technical crew.
I think the fault is from the coach. Whatever you have on the ground, you must play them according to their ability. If you are telling us that you don't have a player that is injured, you should be able to manage the resources available, and you set up a formation that you suit them. Let us ask another question. When we play match, we didn't win. We changed the coach. A coach came in and we play better. Up till he left, this half season we were playing better. That means that have to do with the ability, technical knowledge of a coach.
With 10 matches to go this season, Sunshine Stars are 8 points away from a continental spot finish. Their next game is a trip to Makurdi against Lobby Stars on March Day 29. Abiodun Adewale, Osrc News.
And that's it on Sunshine Report. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
ṣe nílé ìran àgbò kò ní nǹkan kan ṣe lóko.
ẹ jẹ́ kéku ó máa rìn kí ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rí aṣọ nínú igbó àgbàdo inú ṣágo ó kọjá jíjẹba bí ẹ kò lè ṣeé ṣe.
ẹni tó sọ wípé àfohùn ẹkún kìnìún ìjọhùn ni kò jẹ́ kó dáadé bàbá
àfolúwà fènìyàn tó tọkọ mọ ẹ̀dá mi àwí ẹni bá ń gbéraga ìrẹsílẹ̀ ní lójú Olúwa ẹni bá ń rẹra ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lólúwa mi àgbéga ó ti wà lákété kọ́ ṣe.